Hi, and welcome back to the Ravioli podcast. On this episode, I'll be playing the game alone. Put a finger down, and then I just read some assumptions, like some questions of put a finger down. They are not going to be, I'm not like assuring that they are going to be like juicy or something, but we don't need to be like dirty all the time, right? I will start with put a finger down if you've ever broken a bone. No. I've never broken a bone. I've like it was not breaking, it was close to break. One day I was playing soccer or football, whatever, with my cousin and my uncle, and instead of like just shooting the ball, I hit the floor, and then I my feet was down for like 2 weeks, but it was not considered breaking a bone. And I've never broken a bone. When I think I'm really careful sometimes, but at the same time, when I was in gymnastics, and sometimes I can be really like just distracted. But I think like my bones are strong because remember one day I was at my grandma's, and I have the tendency, not a lot anymore, but I used to have the tendency just to be doing gymnast exercises or gymnast things in the kitchen or in the living room where there's no space, when you can break everything around you. It's not the most preferable place to be doing that. And I just hit my like the middle of my leg in the arm of the sofa, and it was like a wooden sofa, so it was really really hard. And it was like the sound was so loud. My mom was like so worried, and me, I was like so worried, like I broke my leg, like serious. I just broke my leg, I don't know what to do because what the heck. But I just rested for a day and it was fine. Like, of course, I was bruised heavily on that leg, but it didn't break. And I was like, impossible. Like, that's impossible. Like, my bones, they are fire. Put a finger down if you ever needed stitches. Yes, I needed stitches when I took my wisdom teeth out, because my wisdom teeth, they were not growing out, they were not growing outside of the mouth, like, just normal teeth. They were growing inside in direction of the other teeth, so they had to like open the thing. I'm not going to in further details, because if I would be listening to this episode and I would be like hearing all these gross things, I would just say bad things to the person, to the host of the podcast. So, yes, I did. I needed stitches at that time, so 4 times. But it was okay, like taking them out, it was not a big thing. But I've never needed stitches for my head or something. Like, I remember when we were kids, a lot of people had to get stitches, like because they would like hurt themselves on the knees or on the head. But for me, like, never. Put a finger down if you ever been on a blind date. No. And I don't know if I would ever go on a blind date if I had the opportunity, or like if I was on that stage of life. Of course, now if I have the opportunity to go on a blind date, I'm not going because I'm committed to a relationship. But like, if I was there on that place, I probably wouldn't go because that scares me. Like, I don't like those kind of surprises. Put a finger down if you've ever laughed so hard you peed. That this sentence represents my entire childhood until I was like 13 or 14. I used to pee myself every time I laugh hard. Like, of course, not every time I laughed, because that would be like so sad for me. But every time I would laugh more than 10 seconds straight, I would pee myself. I couldn't. hang on there. And usually when I went to my cousins, they were like, I just had a great time with them. I would find them like so funny. Or when I was like sometimes at school with, I remember one of my friends, we used to laugh like until we die. We used to laugh until there was not possible to laugh any longer. And on those kind of things, yes. And one day, oh my God, I have to tell this. I was at a friend's place. It was another friend. I used to go to a grandma to just like play the entire day. And I remember that my parents arrived to pick me up at the end of the day, and they were just like sitting at the dining room because they were like just chatting with their grandma. We decided to hide under the table and then just surprise them and mock them, whatever. But I couldn't hang my pee on my pants because I was laughing. Of course, like when you were just trying to mock people usually and you hide on a place, you tend to laugh. And I remember like they were chatting, we were like just silent, and then a river of pee starts showing up on the floor, like a river between the tiles. Oh my God, this is so funny. How and I forgot this. This is like memories, not gold hole memories, but just memories. And yeah, like a river of pee would started showing up on the floor, and I was like, I'm so fucked because everyone is going to notice. Like I have no other way out of this now. I have just to accept my destiny. Like I just have to accept that everyone is going to find out I pee on the floor because I was laughing. And I was wearing my friend's dress, so I peed her dress, like the entire dress. And I felt so bad and ashamed. Like I remember when I went to my grandma's, I started noticing a pattern, and I was like, yeah, I should probably come just wearing black leggings every time I come here so that I can bring a spare pair of leggings and no one is going to find out, because you know, if it's like just jeans, I usually don't have the same pair in double. But yeah, I started doing that. So every time I went to my grandma's, I was wearing black leggings. And if I had to like pee myself because I was laughing and I couldn't do any way around, I would just change the clothes and no one would notice. I also remember that sometimes my uncle or my aunt or my grandma would find out, or my cousins even, because even if I changed my pants, the chair was peed on. Like this was my childhood, and I remember like saying to my mom, like, I have to go to the doctor, this is not normal, and she never cared. So I just, when I was like, I think I was like 13, I started googling what can I do. Fuck no, I cannot go and continue like this. And I know that I used to do some exercises on my PP, trying to hang on the pee, but I think it was just the time that cured it. I also don't think I laugh as hard as I used to do, like so often, because I know that even though I'm saying it ended at 13, I know that like probably this year it already happened, but it's just like once a year, which is crazy for me because in the past it was like pretty bad. When I went to Teze with my friends, like with my church friends, I peed and I was already like 17. And we were sleeping on those beds that you are like just 15 people in one room. Imagine someone peeing. Imagine the smell. Like I cannot even talk about this anymore. It's oversharing now. You are my ravioli, so you have privileged information, but my life is so much better now. Put a finger down if you have ever been arrested. No. Like I'm so afraid of that. Even if I'm not like arrested and I have to spend the night, I'm so afraid to be caught up by the police. Not that I'm doing things I should be caught up, okay? Don't go there. Don't take assumptions without knowing the truth. That's how the rumors start. But I'm so afraid of that. Put a finger down if you ever been skinny dipping. Yes, and I love that. Like, I wish I could do that this summer, but I don't know if I'm going to the beach that much. I haven't been to the beach this year. And we are like ending July this week. I cannot describe this feeling, but it's just sadness all over my chest. I'm not tanned. One, I'm not tanned. I cannot go skinny dipping because I'm expecting that if I have the opportunity to go to the beach until the end of August, I don't think it would be at night, because if I have to choose like 1 or 2 days to go to the beach, I'm not choosing to go 1 hour at night to skinny dip. And usually I don't go skinny dipping during the day because, if I was just on a remote beach with my boyfriend or some friends, I wouldn't mind. But you imagine like a city beach. No thanks. I'm not in that level. However, I have nothing against like people going naked to the beach. For me, you go. Put a finger down if you ever had a crush on your best friend's boyfriend. I guess it's juicy. But it's not because I've never had. I don't know if my boyfriend is like a best friend, but he sure has some close friends. I know the ones that are closer and the ones that he spends more time with. And that ones, they have been friends since we were in school, like high school and secondary school. That's when we started like dating on high school. Oh my God. We started dating on high school. I've known them since then, and I like they are not my type. Put a finger down if you ever been blackout drunk. Guys, again, this is my fucking life now. The question should be put a finger down if you have never been blacked out or drunk. Because I wish I could put a finger down to that. Like, I have to put all my fingers down, all my feet fingers down, all the things I have to put down. I'm going to put them now because I don't know what happens. Like, either I don't know my limits yet, even though I've been drinking since I was, I don't know, since ninth grade. Either I don't know the boundaries yet, which is like kind of scaring and what the heck, or my body is different, so now it just starts to black out. I don't know what to do, but yeah, usually that's the thing that happens to me. I can either just black out for a couple of hours or I black out the entire night, but I can't remember a night that I remember everything that happened. So that kind of freaks me out. Put a finger down if you are a jealous person. I'm no longer jealousy, I guess. Like, it's not, I guess. I hope, I'm sure. But I used to be really jealous when I started dating because I was like that. One, I'm not going to just give some shitty reasons for my actions, but it was something new for me, so I guess I was not prepared for that. But now, like, I think I'm the less jealous person on earth because I so much love my freedom, even though I'm in a close like relationship. Like, but things that probably other boyfriends would get pissed or like just say something or comment on something, I now just, when I started like realizing I was not getting jealous anymore, it was not, of course, it was not a day that changed that, but when I started like noticing small things, like I wouldn't feel upset anymore, I was like, oh my god, like I don't have any motives to feel jealous. So of course I'm not going to feel that. If anytime I would have like any reasons to do that, I would talk to the person, of course. But like I feel so safe and like I have a deep trust on him that I could never feel jealous. And the last one is put a finger down if you talk to yourself. That's what I'm doing right now. So yes, and I'm an only child. I've talked to myself my whole life because I had no one to talk. Sometimes people see it, not usually, but it happened before and I just don't care. Thank you for listening to another episode. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's going to be linked here in the description below. You can also follow the podcast Instagram. It's Ravioli Podcast. I love talking to you guys. I hope you have a nice week and we'll talk soon. Bye.